time now for the Morning Rush.
And we start with Kristen Curry.
Our next big weather maker nowhere in sight. We actually have high pressure sliding overhead over the next 2 days. So not even clouds, no rain, no snow, just sunshine. And we have similar conditions tomorrow. A little bit more cloud cover to the south as the storm system passes to the south of the southern state line. But again, we look to stay dry even with that storm system nearby. Fernanda?
The man police say murdered an Albuquerque cab driver remains locked up this morning. Police arrested 26-year-old Luke Warzewski for allegedly killing Larry Mullen, a cab driver who picked him up Monday night. His bond was set at $100,000 cash only, but a Metro court judge ruled the suspect could not post that bond until his arraignment. He must be indicted by a grand jury before he can be arraigned. A vigil for Mullen is set for Saturday.
This morning, presidential aides are likely working to save any possible emails or other materials that could be connected to investigations of Russian interference in the 2016 election. This after receiving a letter from White House lawyers this week. The FBI is now looking into possible contacts as well between Trump campaign aides and Russian intelligence officials.
And President Trump's cabinet is getting closer to being filled. The Senate is expected to confirm former primary rival Dr. Ben Carson as the next Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. And last night, Vice President Mike Pence swore in former Montana Congressman Ryan Zink as new Secretary of the Interior.
The APS board has new members in place this morning. They were sworn in last night. David Piercy will once again be board president. Piercy says that he's got a lot of work to do with state budget cuts and getting more families involved with the district. Lorenzo Garcia serves as board vice president. Annalie Maestas will be the board secretary. New members Caddy Patterson and Elizabeth Armijo were also sworn in.
An employee at a New Mexico college has resigned after the state auditor found $200,000 of school money missing. Auditor Tim Keller says the employee worked for the business office at Northern New Mexico College. He says his office began looking into the matter after cash and checks that should have been deposited into the school's account never made it there. Keller is referring the case to the state police. As
you wake up today, the reward to catch vandals who spray painted a West Side salon now stands at $10,000. The owner of La Bella Spa and Salon on Coors, now Alameda, says last month black lines were spray painted on the entire 32,000 square foot building. She and a longtime client have pitched in and they're hoping to catch those responsible.
Reps from a Christian adventure camp in New Mexico say they're working with the county to address safety concerns. Multiple violations were issued in this letter from Santa Fe County to Glorieta Camps, alleging unpermitted development, including zip lines, a structure for sliding, diving, and more. The letter also cites the camp for an on-site dump filled with construction debris.
New Mexico chili producers are getting ready for this year after a successful 2016. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says 9,200 acres were planted last year, about 11% more than the previous year. The value of our signature crop was estimated at more than $50 million. That's a significant jump from $41 million in 2015.
Scientists may have discovered the oldest known fossil in some Canadian rock. They say they appear to be bacteria that lived some 3.77 billion years ago. Scientists say the findings support the idea that life may have begun in undersea vents where water was heated by a volcano, but some experts aren't convinced that those are really fossils. Kristen?
Pretty cool find. Metro Threat Index for today only at a 1. All we have out there, some cold temperatures in the 20s and 30s, but this afternoon, no threat whatsoever. Lots of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures near average in the 50s. Adam?
Some local students have their own books to read this morning thanks to the special partnership between a local bookstore and a classroom. Page One Books is asking customers at their store to buy the book Animal Farm for Albuquerque high school teacher who would otherwise have to spend her own money to get them. Each book purchased is then given directly to the 9th grade class.
Hey, pet owners, listen up. A low-cost animal vaccination clinic is set for this Saturday at 5 at Roswell's 5 fire stations. Now, the Chavez County Veterinary Medical Association will provide rabies shot for $10. Dog owners can also register their dogs for a small fee. We posted a link for more information on KRQE.com.
As you wake up today, a ski area in Colorado is closed due to safety concerns. In a statement posted overnight on the Hesperus Ski Area's website, the operator said they hope to reopen as soon as possible. The Durango Herald reports this comes after a surprise inspection from a state safety board revealed problems in various areas, including lift maintenance, signage, and employee training.
Time now for a check on your Thursday morning commute. Good news is nothing major out there. We're moving at posted speeds on the interstates and surface streets. But of course, if something major does happen, you'll hear it here first. Adam?
This morning, 44 dogs are awaiting new homes after being rescued from a central New York apartment, and their former owner is not facing charges. This despite hoarding 34 adult dogs and 10 puppies. Animal control says the animals lived all over the small apartment and there was food, feces, urine everywhere. The owner was evicted because of how bad her home had become, but authorities say the woman technically did not break the law, just city ordinances.
It's a big day for Snapchat. Snap Inc. will start trading on the New York Stock Exchange. Its initial public offering price is set at $17 a share. That's higher than expected and values the social media company at $24 billion. That's a lot more than Facebook and Twitter's value when they first went public.
Some passengers from London are safely in San Francisco this morning after a 4-hour delay because a mouse was spotted on board the plane. Yeah, passengers were all buckled up. They were waiting to depart yesterday when the crew told them they couldn't take off with the mouse on board. I guess it's not allowed. British Airways did apologize in the end, joking that they're now glad only passengers with 2 legs continued on to their destination.
Hey, I'd be glad. I don't think I'd be comfortable knowing there was a mouse somewhere.
Yeah, it's only
for
funny
a long
when
flight.
you're not on the plane.
Right, exactly.
No.
4 hours.
Little guy.
All right, time now for the 5 facts.
We'll start with number 5. iPhone users can now put new Lobo-themed emojis in their texts today. You can download 6 free emojis using the Re app. For an extra $1.99, students can also get dozens more.
And number 4, President Trump is preparing to speak on board the USS Gerald R. Ford about rebuilding the military this morning. This as his Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, faces questions over his alleged communications with Russia during the 2016 campaign. CBS reports the Justice Department confirms Sessions spoke with the Russian envoy twice, but says the talks were part of many he had as a member of the Armed Services Committee. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi is accusing Sessions of lying under oath. Sessions says the accusations are false.
At number 3, warm, sunny, and quiet today. Temperatures getting back to the mid-50s. Winds will be light, less than 15 across the state. Warmer temperatures expected statewide tomorrow.
And at number 2 this morning, the New Mexico Senate is scheduled to discuss a bill that would reduce the punishment for possessing some marijuana. Now, right now, people caught with an ounce or less face a misdemeanor charge. Senator Joseph Cervantes wants that punishment to be just a $50 fine and no jail time.
On to number 1, authorities are heading to Kansas today to interview a man accused in a week of violent crimes and a multi-state manhunt that included New Mexico. Alex Deaton is waking up behind bars this morning. The Sandoval County Sheriff's Office says that Deaton kidnapped a New Mexico couple at the La Luz Trailhead parking lot 2 nights ago before shooting the man as he got away. Investigators say the woman was able to escape after Deaton stole a second vehicle. But the crimes that Deaton's accused of started in Mississippi, where investigators say he strangled his girlfriend, shot and killed another woman, and injured a jogger. Police say Deaton was arrested after shooting a man in Kansas. If you'd like more details on the entire crime spree, you can go to our website, krqe.com, or the news app.